Kaunas is the second largest city in Lithuania, and it has got excellent possibilities of developing into a main Lithuanian center of logistics due to its strategic location. The city is an important node on the big highway project Via Baltica that will link Helsinki to Warsaw via the Baltic states. The main Lithuanian highway corridor links the city with the Lithuanian capital Vilnius and the Baltic Sea. Kaunas International Airport is the second one largest in the country, and large volumes of cargo are transported through it. The main river port of Lithuania is located in the city. The rivers Neris and Nemunas meet at Kaunas and divide the area of the city into three parts. The slopes of the river valleys are a characteristic element of Kaunas city landscape. Kaunas has got a well-developed railway network which links the city directly to the Baltic Sea, Riga, Berlin and Moscow. There are plans to reconstruct the existing railway system according to the European standards. With the old funicular, you can enjoy riding the 140-meter journey up the 20-degree incline of hills. Built in the early 1930s, it's one of the few still operating in Europe. Unique architecture, history and art can be experienced by taking a walk in the Old Town. A more than 3-kilometer pedestrian zone makes Kaunas comfortable for recreational walking and sightseeing. Kaunas has a total of 418,000 inhabitants. The health situation in the city has positive tendencies. Comparison of data show that health indicators of Kaunas population are often the same as of inhabitants in other major European cities. The general mortality rates of females have tendencies to achieve the ideal mentioned in the World Health Organization, and it's 78 years. The inhabitants suffer from the same illnesses as Westerners. More than every second death is caused of heart, blood vessel illnesses, and every fifth dies of cancer. Health as a measure of improved sustainability, however, isn't only the absence of disease, but also a positive concept of existential well-being and security. According to the World Health Organization, a healthy city is one that's constantly improving physical, social and cultural environments which enable people to support each other in performing all the functions of life and in developing their maximum potential. With both ecology and health in mind, urban planning may not only preserve but also produce well-functioning nature in the urban context. How does the vision of a healthy city and quality of life reflect itself in urban solutions of the city? Natural green resources are still a dominating part in Kaunas and cover about 60% of the city space. The major green resources are connected with green unities, street plantations and plantations on valley slopes. Communication solutions are close to optimal in Kaunas and consume minimal amount of space. Less traffic is needed, which imply more freedom, security and togetherness in nature and society. The various functions of the city centre, such as services, healthcare, housing and small industries, are rather balanced. The city structure opens itself to the riverfronts. Systems of pedestrian and bicycle ways are developed and taken into account for future planning. Reforming the city space is often seen in the growing need for adaptation of the built structures for new purposes. Redevelopment and rebuilding is taking place in Kaunas, especially around the centre. Military houses are rebuilt into studios for artists. The old Center for the Mentally Retarded is being reorganized to become a department of Kaunas Art Academy. The old tobacco factory is being redeveloped into an educational institution. Conversion of disused buildings into housing or other purposes like education, leisure, creation is a progressive way of making use of existing resources. New aesthetical industrial buildings are located in the periphery. The face of the city is becoming brighter. The Leisvays alley is being invaded by passages, and glass windows are becoming lighted up. Bus stops and advertisements convey an impression of space, optimism and freedom. Increased security creates a feeling of openness in the city. Many educational and scientific institutions are concentrated in Kaunas. There are 10 universities and 13 colleges with altogether more than 30,000 students. Education is offered in the field of healthcare, information technologies and management. The educational structure and competence are very important in the development and planning of the city. A sustainable environment, a healthy city. How is it today and how could it be in the future? A clean, safe physical environment, durable supply of water, food, efficient waste disposal and housing that increase communication among its citizens. These are the basic functions in a healthy urban structure. Transportation has a key role in the development of Kaunas. The need to focus in urban planning on the healthy environment is therefore understandable. Traffic and transport contribute both with air pollution and also physically by making mobility in the city difficult and dangerous for citizens. About 75% of the air pollution is caused by traffic. Inhabitants are affected by the whole group of air pollutants and also by their interactions. Air pollution is a main factor affecting our health. The negative contribution of nitrogen dioxide, sulfur dioxide, formaldehyde and carbon oxide is even more dangerous due to the great pollution with the dust from the public transport. Still, the greatest part of Kaunas public transport use diesel. Diseases like asthma, allergic ear illnesses and cancer diseases are mainly caused by the traffic pollution in the city. Highly polluted are the areas that go alongside main roads of Kaunas. Children living in these areas are most often affected by asthma. The sickness rate of the children is the best indicator of the negative effects of the air pollution. The inspection of air pollution is going on. Optimization of roads and street networks, ecological communication systems and also building new bridges are necessary to improve traffic conditions. Multi-layer windows and especially plants are very effective in reducing air and even noise pollution. Every person should know about the water he's drinking. The city consumes mostly centralized water taken from groundwater sources. Water supply consumption is one of the lowest in Europe. The average water consumption in Kaunas is about 90 liters per person and day. Currently, the quality of drinking water meets the standards of bacteriological parameters, but not chemical pollution parameters. The standards for iron and manganese are exceeding. Almost 90% of Kaunas pit wells are biologically polluted, and concentrations of some chemical components exceed the allowed standard 20 to 40 times. Up until 1999, all sewage water of the city was released into the rivers without any treatment. At present, however, all of Kaunas wastewater is pumped to the central sewage treatment plant that ensure more than 60% wastewater cleaning. The present wastewater cleaning is a good basis also for the recreational use of existing aquatic resources. Human conscious behavior is very important when it comes to waste management. Solid waste is sorted by the citizens. The sorting of glass is most notable, but paper, metal and plastic are also brought into the cycle of renewal. Unfortunately, harmful waste are often thrown by citizens together with unsorted waste. Urban hygiene is mostly based on possibilities for solid waste management as well as for wastewater collection and sewage. Nutrition habits is also important for a healthy city. High blood pressure and overweight, as well as suffering from heart diseases and diabetes, are directly dependent on nutrition habits. Health food is being rapidly developed and wholesale trade is changing, with shops offering quality goods adapted to various groups of customers. More than 40% of Kaunas citizens have tried to change their food consumption habits within the last 12 months. People eat less and they consume less fat. They use vegetable oil in cooking and more often prefer vegetables and fruits. A home in the first place means a house or a flat, but it also connotes communications and neighborhood, which is very important for happiness and health. The creation of mixed urban developments, which include housing, work, social services and education, make it possible to live, work and socialize without having to travel. Apartment blocks are problem areas in Kaunas and are associated with low quality materials, but also social and psychological problems. Violence contributes by creating unsafe areas. Living environment is a typical expression of choice in life. Comfort, security, environmental performance and positive distribution to the town scope is today often developed in new residential areas. The housing of today is developed with a sense of well-being and security and improves psychosocial conditions for the health of the citizens. Crime, unsafe environment, intense traffic, noise and nervousness are the dominant causes of stress of the inhabitants. How are stress and danger sources eliminated in the city? Sleep disorders, stress, digestion, blood system and nerve system disorders, weakening of immunity systems and inflammation illnesses are the most common health disorders here. the level of noise is constantly growing in Kaunas. The main reason, transport, produce up to 70% of the noise in the town. To reduce noise, acoustic screens are being used and will be applied in noisy areas. Many countries in the world propose measures like the following: limitation of traffic flows through residential areas, development of screen houses that are constructed so that sanitary premises are located to the side of intense traffic and living premises are located on the opposite side. Many residential houses near intense traffic are converted into business structures. Green areas also help to reduce noise. Plants improve the urban climate, muffle the noise, and capture dust. Potential social causes of crime such as poverty, unemployment, or lack of facilities and services are the main social problems for Kaunas inhabitants. A dark city feels unsafe. Security and crime prevention measures are not always incorporated into all new urban engineering developments. Gas pipes are often installed in the frontage of houses, close to the window sills of the ground floors, and high-voltage electric cables hanging above pedestrian roads are not ensuring sufficient security for people. Blind alleys and insufficient streetlights make crime easier, but there are solutions to ensure security and prevent crime. Street illumination is being improved gradually. The old mercury lamps will be gradually substituted into natrium lamps that also consume less energy. Accidents are a major public health problem in Lithuania, and they have important consequences for the society and local economy. "5 o'clock till 9 o'clock in October. December is the most common time for accidents to occur. 2/3 of the people are injured in car accidents, and more than half of them are pedestrians. In most cases, however, pedestrians and drivers have had bad traffic culture. One danger is that main roads are crossing populated territories. In most cases, protective barriers still don't protect pedestrians from traffic. Speed limit is decreased in most places in Kaunas. Journeys with bicycles become unsafe. Dangerous environments increase risky behavior, but adjustments can be made. Passing hillocks. Crossings can be separated and situated underground and above the ground. red signal crossings in some parts of Kaunas with a high rate of accidents. Illumination will also be improved at crossings. But healthy materials and safe environments are not enough to produce healthy people. Human qualitative well-being relates to a lifestyle favorable to health, diversity of self-expression, fruitful relationships and meaningful and satisfactory lives. Common nervousness, big pressure, hard and tense activity and alcoholism are the dominating worries of Kaunas inhabitants. Social stress, miserable living conditions, low income and unemployment stimulate smoking and the consumption of alcohol. Less than 30% of Kaunas inhabitants go in for sports and 50% are sitting at work. The most popular medicines in Kaunas are painkillers, fever reducers and health-improving medicines. The inhabitants of Kaunas often have a walk as a leisure activity. Abundance of green areas in the town and its availability is closely related to the quality of life. Natural and recreational landscapes are invitations to relax and offer pure beauty. – 50% of the inhabitants feel that people should change their ways of life. Physical activity is a good start for health improvement. There are plans to improve recreational functions by developing bicycle routes. Communication possibilities have to be ensured between popular destinations in town. 50% of the inhabitants are positive concerning the use of bicycles and would also consider walking long distances if the infrastructure were suitable and safe. The new bicycle traffic system in Kaunas will admit bicycles into roads together with motor vehicles, and adjusting of pedestrian ways with safe cycle routes will be implemented gradually. The recreational possibilities of water is being developed gradually, and it reflects tendencies of Kaunas city being opening towards the rivers. Active, healthy, and an ecological lifestyle is becoming the way of progressive life among young people. Public attention is being turned to social stress and the irritants of the city. Ecological measures will also include art and design. A healthy city focuses on the use of natural and cultural potential, differentiated human habits, and a growing sense of freedom, security, and togetherness in the community. Environmentally sound techniques and healthy solutions must have simple functions, be reasonably efficient, and must also be aesthetically attractive.